Before toilet paper, what did people use? How come most of the world uses water instead? And how did the US end up obsessed with toilet paper? Let's dive into the surprisingly wild history of how humans have cleaned their butts, a story filled with ancient inventions, cultural shifts, and even war. Most people assume toilet paper has always been the way humans clean themselves, but that's not true. For most of human history, people used whatever was around them, and honestly, some of these methods make toilet paper sound luxurious. In ancient Greece, people often used smooth stones or broken pieces of pottery called passoi. Yes, you heard me right. Can you imagine literally wiping your butt with rocks? The Romans weren't much better. Public toilets had a communal sea sponge attached to a stick called a tersorium. It sat in a bucket of salt water or vinegar between uses, and everyone shared it. They say sharing is caring, but in this case, it's just unsanitary. Meanwhile, in ancient China and Japan, people commonly used wooden or bamboo sticks, sometimes wrapped in a cloth. Now, we're getting closer to the modern idea of toilet paper. But here's the real twist. Long before the bidet existed, billions of people had already found something better. Water! Around 1,800 years ago, Hindu religious texts known as Manusmriti described washing with water after using the bathroom, but historians believe people had been doing it for much longer. A few centuries later, Islam made washing with water a required part of their religious practice. Islamic teaching calls for washing with water after using the bathroom, a practice called istinja. It's tied directly to ritual purity before prayer, and prayer happens 5 times a day. That's not a hygiene tip you can skip. It's built into the daily routine for over 1 billion Muslims today. Written history is clear. For a huge chunk of humanity, washing, not wiping, was already the standard. Across South Asia and the Middle East, people used a small water vessel called a lota. In Southeast Asia, households used scoops like the tabo or gayong, paired with a water basin. But here's the twist. China actually invented toilet paper first. A 6th century scholar named Yan Zitui wrote about it around 589 AD, the earliest record of toilet paper being used to wipe anywhere on Earth. But for centuries, it stayed a luxury. By the 1300s, the Chinese were mass producing it, and by 1393, the emperor's family alone was going through 15,000 perfumed sheets a year. Regular people were still washing with water. Paper was for royalty. Water was for everyone else. And over in Japan, they called it kawaya, literally river house, a simple structure built right over a stream, so waste was just washed away. No plumbing, no flushing, just gravity and moving water doing the work. The word shows up in the Kojiki, Japan's oldest written text, dating back to 1712 AD. So over 1,300 years ago, somebody already figured out that running water beats a hole in the ground. Fast forward to today, and Japan's still leading the world in toilet tech. The washlet didn't come out of nowhere. The more you look into history, the stranger our modern obsession with dry toilet paper becomes. So, if people had been washing for thousands of years, where exactly did the bidet come from? France! Obviously. In the early 1700s, French aristocrats created what became the first recognizable bidet. Fun fact, the word bidet actually means pony in French, because you literally straddle the bidet like you're riding a tiny horse. These early bidets predate plumbing, so they were standalone furniture you filled with water yourself. As plumbing improved and bathrooms became standard, the porcelain bidet as we know it spread across Europe as a standalone unit next to the toilet. Today, they're especially common in countries like Italy, Spain, Portugal, Argentina, and France. Italy loved bidets so much that in 1975, they were made mandatory in residential bathrooms. What a dream! Today, it is obvious to so many that bidets bring real benefits. Better hygiene, more comfort, and less irritation. We're actually making another video on which bidet benefits are backed by science, so subscribe so you don't miss it. As we mentioned earlier, Europe wasn't the only place embracing water. Across much of the Middle East and Asia, water cleansing was simply the everyday standard. Instead of standalone bidets, many households relied on handhold sprayers, often called a shataf, or, more casually, a bum gun. These connect directly to clean water from your water inlet system that feeds to your sink, toilet, and shower. Since it's handheld, you can control exactly where the spray goes. Bum guns are incredibly common from Turkey all the way to Thailand. In South Asia, the lota remains the everyday tool, while in the Philippines, it's called a tabo. And in Indonesia and Malaysia, it's called the gayong. These are all different tools with different names, but we're working with the same idea, which was to clean with water. Definitely not just with with dry paper. This same handheld bidet design has evolved into product like TUSHY's handheld bidet attachment, a traditional water washing tool with a modern install. So the question you've been waiting for: why don't Americans use bidets? If cleaning with water works so well and is so universally practiced, why does the US dry wipe with toilet paper? Let's go back a few centuries. Before Europeans colonized North America, many Native American communities used leaves, grass, moss, smooth stones, corn cobs, and regularly washed in rivers or streams. Years later, as the US industrialized, paper became cheaper. People started using newspapers, almanacs, and even the famous Sears Roebuck catalog hanging in the outhouse. Then, in 1857, Joseph Gaiety introduced the first commercially sold toilet paper in America. A few decades later came toilet paper rolls. Soon, people weren't grabbing whatever was nearby. They were buying toilet paper on purpose. It was convenient, disposable, and very profitable. By the early 1900s, it was fully baked into American life. But this still doesn't explain the absence of bidets. One of the biggest reasons traces back to World War II. American soldiers stationed in Europe often encountered bidets inside French brothels, and for many, that was their first exposure to bidets. They came home associating bidets with vice and prostitution instead of cleanliness. Historians debate how much this explains, but it's widely considered one of the reasons bidets got a bad rap in America. At the same time, American culture generally avoids talking openly about bathroom habits. Older homes also weren't built with electrical outlets near toilets, making future bidet technology harder to adopt. Cultural stigma plus infrastructure plus habit equals a perfect storm. Now, here's an ironic twist. The modern bidet seat as we know it was actually invented by an American. In 1964, Arnold Cohen founded the American Bidet Company and developed one of the first toilet seats with an integrated cleaning nozzle. He believed Americans could move beyond toilet paper, but the market just wasn't ready, and the idea never really took off. Then, in the late 1960s, a Japanese company called Toto acquired the licensing right to the design, and they asked one simple question that changed the bathroom game forever. What if the toilet did all the cleaning for you? This brings us to 1980, when Toto launched the first washlet model. Instead of a separate bidet fixture beside the toilet, everything was built right into the toilet seat. You've got your warm water, adjustable pressure, heated seats, air dryers, easy controls. At first, even Japanese consumers were skeptical. Then came a now famous television commercial encouraging people to think differently about bathroom hygiene, and that campaign worked. By 1987, Toto had sold over 1 million washlets. Today, roughly 80% of Japanese households have one, and they're everywhere, from hotels to airports to high-speed trains. If you've ever wondered why visitors come back from Japan raving about the bathrooms, now you know. And if you've never used one yourself, don't worry. I've got a complete beginner's guide showing exactly how to use a bidet for both men and women, linked below. So, for decades, America just kept on wiping while much of the world continued washing. Then something shifted. People started asking whether dry toilet paper actually made sense. Who wouldn't want something cleaner and more comfortable? That's where modern bidet attachments came in. No replumbing, no bathroom renovation, no electrical outlets required. Just a simple attachment that installs in minutes under your pre-existing toilet seat. So, when TUSHY launched in 2017, the goal was simple: make bidets accessible to everyday Americans. Since then, there are over 3 million happy TUSHY users. Today, TUSHY offers something for just about every bathroom, from classic bidet attachments to handheld sprayers, electric bidet seats, and even smart toilets. It's the next chapter in a history that's been thousands of years in the making. So next time when someone calls bidets a new trend, tell them the opposite is true. We've been washing with water for thousands of years. Toilet paper is the new kid. America is just late to the party. If you'd like to see all the different types of bidets available today and figure out which one is right for your bathroom, I have another video comparing every option. You'll find it linked below along with the discount code for our YouTube viewers. If you enjoyed this history lesson, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more bidet myths, bathroom science, and hygiene deep dives. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stepping into bidet history with me. Bye.